film you initially praised and now you can't stand it.
I fell for American Beauty when it came out back in 1999, I think it was, and also Forrest Gump when I was 15.
Oh, no, Forrest Gump I initially disliked. But
Yeah, no, I mean, I was 15, so
Okay.
I had an excuse.
no, I agree with you, American Beauty. And also, I haven't gone back and revisited, but I'm wondering if Lost in Translation holds up.
It does not.
Okay.
I loved Lost in Translation. I thought that was my favorite film of the year when it came out. And I saw it again probably a year ago. And man, and you know what it did it for me was seeing Bill Murray in the Jim Jarmusch film, I forget what it was
Broken
called.
Flowers?
Yeah, Broken Flowers, and realizing that he was, like, they were just expecting him to just kind of be like jaded looking, and that was his performance. And I'm like, and then I watched it, and it was like that performance kind of infected Lost in Translation for me. So everything I thought was so charming about him got drained out, and it just seemed very lifeless. And
That's the best part of the film is Bill Murray.
yeah, but I'm saying even that was kind of drained for me a little bit. I don't know.
Well, then there's nothing left in the film.
There was nothing left except for Japanese stereotypes, which was
yes.
what I really noticed.
Yeah. I mean, I like Sofia Coppola generally. That's the one film I don't like of hers, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I don't really like, what's her last film, Somewhere?
Nobody
see
likes
that.
Somewhere.
I liked it up until a point when, that's the point where it got stupid.
Yeah.
It got really stupid at the end, but I liked it up till then. Like, it's, it was ripping off Jean Dielmont, which is always
And you
a good
like
thing.
Marie Antoinette?
I actually do like Marie Antoinette. I find it fun.
I thought it was a brilliant trailer and a really awful.
I
But I
felt
love the trailer.
I
Oh
felt
man.
like, I felt like
Still
Marie
a great
Antoinette would
trailer.
be a great movie to play like in the background at a hip bar.
Oh
I
yeah.
never got to that before.
No?
It was. Yeah, I suppose if the sound on your TV was broken the night that you rented it, but you had to return
How
it
did
the
you
next
know
day,
that's how I?
you'd actually be okay with Marie Antoinette.
It has a good soundtrack to it, I think.
That's true. You would
The-
miss
that's
out
true.
on all
So
Just
the
put
the.
Gang of Four.
the
Oh.
musical soundtrack in your CD player, and then
Yeah.
So what makes you turn on a movie? Is it all circumstantial, or do you just feel? I mean, you're saying it's because you're younger and you don't. And I just wonder, like sometimes you're in the right mood for the right kind of movie,
Sure,
and
that's it.
sometimes that movie's not so good, and then you realize later.
And
that,
sometimes some films I think are right for the time. I think both American Beauty and Lost in Translation were doing something that other major releases weren't doing at the time, which is like a solid drama. They weren't pyrotechnic-y kind of films, and and Lost in Translation had a female protagonist, which is surprisingly rare in cinema today, right? So they're doing things that were kind of worthwhile and kind of exciting, but then perhaps don't live up to repeated viewings or.
yeah, they stood out. I mean, middle of the road dramas, like $20 million dramas from Hollywood, tend to get overpraised in the summer, usually. Whereas, they came out in the winter when a lot of those movies are coming out. They tend to not be quite so.
That's interesting.
Or else they get painted with the kind of aura of middle brow to begin with. I mean, like The King's Speech, right? Which I thought was
Yeah.
perfectly fine, but
Yeah, it's fine.
I watched it like, okay, this is a middle brow drama. The
Yeah.
whole time.
I'll also turn on a movie if there have been a million knockoffs of that movie. Somehow, I don't know if it's because I resent the.
So by the time you see
version.
Things to Do in Denver when you're dead, you really just can't watch Pulp Fiction anymore.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction. What's a good ripoff of Pulp Fiction?
Go is
Silence. There aren't any.
don't know.
They're all
I don't
bad.
know.
So
Killing
what-
Zoe, Things to Do in Denver. They're all bad. They're all bad.
So what is your one that you've?
Oh, probably the Matrix movies.
Yeah, I like
I
the first
I liked all of them. Like that
Oh.
car chase in the second one is unbelievable. Like 25 minutes of like cars crashing, and I was like, yes. But it's you watch them now,
and we've seen bullet time in so many versions
Yeah.
now that it's.
and just there's so many versions of the idea behind the Matrix.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna mention my improvement on The Matrix because you guys are not gonna like me if I do. But it's that movie.
But here it is.
But here it is Surrogate with Bruce Willis.
Surrogate?
Surrogates.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. You know why? And here's why. It's because in that one, everyone opts into the Matrix. It's not this false consciousness argument. It says, hey, here's the Matrix. Would you like to be in it? And everyone's like, yeah, absolutely. Get me out of here. I don't want to be in this world anymore. And they opt out of the real world. And that's interesting to me in a way that like everyone having the wool pulled over their eyes is. It's useful when you have to teach false consciousness in a film class because you can't spell the Matrix without marks. Right? So that's useful.
So do you like the movie, or do you just like the idea behind the movie?
What Surrogates or?
Yeah, Surrogates.
Oh, I loved Surrogates. Yeah, but look, it's got that nice like undercurrent of trash in it. It's like it's really trashy, like at the core, but it's got some really good ideas in it. So you can kind of focus on the ideas without being tainted by the whole movie trying to be prestigious or something.
It certainly wasn't.
It was not in any sense. Yeah.
Jonathan Mostow was a promising genre director, and he made that. He did Breakdown, which is very good.
I did not see that.
That was good.
Breakdown's a great movie.
I
He also
I
did
will
the
see that.
third Terminator film, which is underrated.
I did not see
great,
the third Terminator film
He
either.
did the submarine movie.
Which I didn't like. That's probably the only submarine movie I've never liked.
Which one, Below?
Down
U
one.
571.
Oh, U571.
I like submarine movies, and so to make a bad one, you have to like really try. And I just thought that was like, I mean, even Tony Scott has made good submarine.
The last 20 minutes of U571 are John Bon Jovi on a headset talking in the mic, and he just says the same word over and over again.
I'm sold already.
He says, "I hear splashes, splashes,
Yeah.
splashes," and then like stuff happens, and then they cut back to him, and he goes, "Splashes, splashes."
So it's like The Aviator without the the pomp and circumstance or whatever.
It's exactly like The Aviator.
Yeah.
It's almost like watching the same movie.
It's almost the same film, I'm sure. I don't know. I have, when I think of films that I've really become disenchanted with, it usually says a lot more about me than about the film, although I think that those are some good examples of films that I think have collectively fallen out of favor. I was very self-conscious about being like 15 when I was 20, but I was really self-conscious about being 20 when I was 25, and now I'm more self-conscious about being 22, 23, that I'm in my late 20s. And so Boogie Nights has gone in and out of favor like a million times. Because I loved it when I was 15, which means I had to hate it when I was 20. And then I had to like it again when I was like 24, and then I was 26. I was, no, I should hate it again. So it's this very cyclical thing.
Yeah, there's
sure it
certain
makes
filmmakers that inspire
Yeah.
that in a lot of people.
Oh.
Sometimes it's the filmmaker,
Mm-hmm.
like Tarantino's big banana head. Like you don't want to see it ever again, ever. And so, you know,
Wait, does he have a banana head, or did you just call him that as like an epithet?
well, he doesn't literally have a banana for a head.
No, because I'm trying to
He
imagine
has
that.
a
I'm like, I
large-
could see the
He
chin.
has a
and
large
the-
banana-shaped head. Yeah. Actually, to
never
bring
heard
this
that.
full circle, the first time I saw The Matrix, I sat behind that banana head, blocked half the screen.
Wait, you
Not
sat behind
kidding.
Quentin
I sat behind
Tarantino?
Quentin Tarantino at The Matrix.
How did you see? Okay, so how did you see The Matrix for the first time?
It was at the Grauman's Chinese Theater, Los Angeles. Leonardo DiCaprio was also in the audience that
Nice.
night.
Did you guys hang out? Or?
Yeah, me and QT were like, yeah.